Good morning, everyone. So today we have a new learning target. It is I can divide shapes into parts with equal areas and write each equal part as a fraction. So again, we're talking about equal areas. I just want to take a minute to look back at our previous lesson. And we started right here because this is something really important to remember. Equal areas are the same size, but they're not always the same shape. Take down here, for example, there's two equal areas, split right in half, equal sizes, two pieces. Same with over here. It's a different shape, takes up half of the shape. So it's two equal areas. Over here, three equal areas. This was split into triangles. Down here, we have split into like little L's, I guess we could call them. And then this, not the same size as these two, but it still takes up a third of that square. So let's move on to today's lesson. They want us on this first problem. They said, how can you divide the rectangle into 4 equal parts? Well, if I'm going to divide it and it needs to be in equal parts, that means I need to have the same amount of unit squares in each equal part. So looking at this, I'm going to count how many I have across. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 right here, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 going down. So I know if I'm splitting this into 4 equal parts, half of 4 is 2. So if I go down 2, I'm splitting it right in the middle. So right now I have 2 equal parts, but remember I need 4. So I'm just going to go up to 8. That's how many we have across. Luckily for us, 8 is also an equal number, so all I have to do is think what's half of 8. Half of 8 is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So right now, this rectangle is split into 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. How do I check if it's equal parts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 on top, 4 on bottom. 4 on top, 4 on bottom. 4 on top, 4 on bottom. Same with down here. So how many unit squares do I have in each equal part? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which leads us into our next question. How do you know that the parts are equal in area? Well, each equal part is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 square units. So each part is 8 square, I'm just going to abbreviate square, units. Remember, square units is our label for area, so that's why I'm using that for up here. So what fraction of the whole rectangle is each part? So how much of the rectangle is one part? So I need to ask myself, how many equal parts is the rectangle split into? 1, 2, 3, 4. So each part would take up 1/4 of the rectangle. If they were to ask me, what fraction of the whole rectangle does 2 parts take up? Well, 2 parts would take up either 2/4 of the rectangle, or I could say 1/2 of the rectangle. If they ask me how much 3 parts takes up, I could say 1, 2, 3, 3/4 of the rectangle. Now let's move on to our circle. They want us to divide the circle so that each part is 1 third of the area of the whole shape. And then our question is, how can you explain or show that each part of your circle is equal? So first, divide the circle so that each part is 1/3 of the area. Notice my denominator is a 3, so that's how many equal parts I have. So I need to take this circle and divide it into thirds. So I'm going to try, might not be perfectly even. So imagine this is perfectly symmetrical. I couldn't get it completely even. And they want us to explain how we could show that each part of our circle is equal. Well, I don't have any unit squares on this one. So I'm thinking if I were to take scissors and cut out each of these parts, if I were to lay them on top of each other, they'd all be equal. That's how you show that you have the 3 equal parts. So you have 1/3 of this whole area. 1, 2, 3. That's our denominator. Here's 1/3 of that whole area. Last, Nora and Nick cut felt squares to make 6 equal patches. I'm just going to underline that. That's important to remember. 6 equal patches. Nick wants his patches to have a different shape but the same area as Nora's. Draw lines to show how they can cut each of the felt squares. So Nick wants his patches to have a different shape but the same area as Nora's. So first, we know we're doing 6 equal parts. So how could I divide this square into 6 equal parts? Well, one way, just divide it in half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now Nora's felt square is divided into 6 equal parts. Nick wants to divide his also into 6 equal parts, but he wants it to be a different shape. So I could either go down and make 6 lines or go across and make 6 equal parts as well. We're going to go across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each felt square is split into 6 equal parts. Notice it even says Nick wanted a different shape but the same area. Are these cut into the same shape? No. But do they each have 6 equal parts? Yes. So each square has 6 equal areas. So remember, when they're asking for the equal areas, as long as your shapes are split in to the same equal areas, then it has the same area, but they can be in a different shape. These are more kind of squarish looking, and then these are just longer rectangles. So that's what you guys are going to be doing on your assignment today. If you need to refer back to this, please do that, but just keep reminding yourself, equal areas are the same size, but not the same shape. Take up the same amount, but they're not always the same shape.